Okay, folks, this is an interesting one. Let's see if we can make this one come up a treat. But yeah, it's Christmas Eve, folks. Yeah, same old shit. But I'm going to keep making these demos until I get on the 6 o'clock news, and I'm using this downtime productively. As long as I got enough photocopier supplies and my machine doesn't break, I should be able to see this out till the 8th of January when the company opens its doors again. Okay, let's see what this is. It is Nerds Rope. Okay, nerds. Speaking of nerds, we're not talking about these confectionery versions. We're talking about the computer nerds, the photocopier nerds known as toner heads. We're talking about nerds in general. They rock. They are really cool. They know how to make really good equipment, and they don't like to overcharge typically. They like to... Oh, there's something inside there. There's still some nerds left. I don't know. I was trying to get it flat. I didn't notice there was anything in there. So I'm going to try and just photocopy this little section. Just try and make this look really nice. But basically, yeah, these are not the nerds I'm interested in typically. But I want to redesign the photocopier from scratch. And all my life, since I've been into photocopiers, I've had what's called, there's a terminology that happens with toner heads. It's called having toner in the blood. It's like the toner was always in my blood, folks, the toner in the blood. Technicians often used to use that terminology, toner in the blood. I haven't shared that one with you folks, I forgot to, and I did do this wrong. I wanted to just enlarge this section. I forgot to. I know what happened. I think I lost my settings while I was bollocking on, folks. But basically, I believe in the nerds and the geeks and the toner heads. A toner head is basically a photocopier nerd. And it's said that we photocopier nerds, especially technicians, used to say this, toner in the blood. So the old saying goes as toner in the blood. And I feel that way, folks. I feel the industry's in my blood, that I want to do something useful for it. I want to create a photocopier that has hardware that lasts 60 years, less plastic, and all that. And for the software, the artificial intelligence will be leveraged to make so the photocopier can automatically make decisions. And we've got such a lot of AI happening now that by the time we get to building our photocopier, we'll have so many choices of what to do to make the photocopier really and truly a user experience like no other. You know, we want to make it a real positive and a real fun equipment to use, and this is it. This is the one we're trying to enlarge that little section there. So yeah, I really want to make this equipment really a positive experience for everyone, and we need toner heads. We need nerds that are into photocopiers, and that's what a toner head is, a photocopier nerd, and very special. So, you know, we need those sorts of people running the company, and that's what I'd like to do, would be to make the world a better place. Trying to clean up all the dirtiness in the world, like the electronic waste that gets typically dumped in places like India and China. We don't want them taking the First Nations, not First Nations, no, we're not talking about Indigenous affairs, we're talking about other nations' junk. They shouldn't have to take on other nations' junk to just because we're rich, just because we're rich countries and we can dump in third world countries, which is not fair on them. We've got to make everything a fair go. We don't want to pollute, just because it's cheap to dump it instead of fixing it. And this photocopier is going to have to be ready for recycling when it reaches its end of its useful life. So you got to sort of basically design for the future. You got to design for the future instead of trying to focus on the present and not doing anything useful about it. So I'm going to enlarge it more on the horizontal and the vertical. So yeah, I want to build a photocopier that will last whose hardware will last up to 60 years, and because it's better for the environment. It's not just about dumping it. It's about, how should I put it? It's much cheaper to process recycled materials than to process stuff that comes straight from the ground, like mined materials. Mined materials are more harder to process. So it's best to process what's already been used. And recycling is a great thing, folks. We've got to use more of it. So, we want nerds to be more than just fucking lollies. But basically, yeah, I really want to make the world a better place, and I want plastics in this equipment to be restricted mainly to where plastics only can go, like plugs and sockets and insulation and all sorts of shit like that. We don't want to use plastic like all over the place. It's a horrible, horrible material, and the chassis's got to last as well. We make the chassis out of titanium, pieces of titanium. I don't think we can mould it in one go. I think we'll have to just bolt it together, of course, but we've got to think for the future, folks. We've got to stop thinking just for now and just for the present and the short-term future. We've got to stop being so obsessed with money and love of money, because the love of money drives all sorts of shit, and we don't want that, folks. We want to make the world a better place. We want to make the world happy. We want to make it clean and green, and we want to give people hope and all that, and that Christmas is not the only time that we have hope, that every day could be in effect like Christmas Day, to be happy, to be contented, to have all that you need, all the food you need, all the drink that you need, not getting drunk, of course. But I mean drink as in just drink in general, like water and maybe soft drink as treats. But yeah, just the stuff, the bare essentials, folks, and the things that, and being able to have the things that you want as well. Like, like it would be nice if this photocopier could be a pleasure to own, which it will. I'm sure it will. I'm going to make it that way. It's got to be that way. So, you got to make stuff that's you want to hang on to and keep and service, This photocopier that I envisage for the future is going to be something that's going to last, and it's going to even look attractive. It's going to come in a variety of exterior panel colours and materials like titanium, anodised aluminium, Alon, which is a ceramic material, a transparent material called Alon, also stainless steel. So this is just a way of making the equipment really customizable, and as well as having a really powerful AI engine. Is that the right term? AI engine? Is there such a thing? I'm new to all this AI shit. I'm going to learn this stuff one day when they have technology to fix my brain damage that I had at birth. But I'm not going to be negative about it. I'm going to just dream of the future, folks, and keep going at what I'm doing. And this has come up looking really quite nerdy. I think I can now call this demo quits, or should we? I think we'll just call it quits. It looks really nerdy. Gotta go.